116 to brag on my king. It is 116, Romans 116. We talk about him daily cause he run this thing. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. Today, we're starting with just the man himself, the tribal chief of Drip Island, the miracle, Stixy, Drip Drip. Acknowledge him. Well, Stix, how you doing, man? How'd your week go?
Well, after last night's great premium live event, we're doing pretty good. How about yourself, being real? We don't get to hear very often about how you're doing, so enlighten us of how your weekend's going.
Well, the madness that is APPW and the gears that never stop turning up in here. That's why I'm losing my hair. It just takes up all my time, but I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy every second of it. The next event coming up, I gotta plan that out now, make the opening, all the matches, all that good stuff. I gotta harass all my friends for promos again. And but yeah, like you said, SummerSlam, you could just feel, the difference. It's so noticeable. Like everybody was so comfortable. Like they enjoyed being at work. Like everybody. It's like the warden was taken out and the lunatics are running free and they're enjoying every second of it, especially when they're using a tractor.
I don't know about you, but the internet wrestling community was they're a little tame. I mean, they all kind of seemed to enjoy last night's show too, which is kind of weird because you never really get that with the like Pat McAfee would say, the IWC never are really all that much in correlation of a WWE product.
Yeah, it's like they were all waiting to hate. They're all like, that was kind of cool, actually. Shit. So they couldn't spew all their venom and hatred. Funny that you say that, though. I saw a couple people criticizing it, but weak arguments. But man, what was your favorite moment of the night, SummerSlam, that you can recall?
It had to be the two NXT alum that we hadn't seen or heard from for quite a while, showing up and showing off. I mean, I think once we had that after that match that we had to open the show, I think after we saw that, everybody was like, okay, we got something different here. Let's sit back and let's take it all in as a whole. And it was a hell of a way to start. What about you? What did you like about SummerSlam last night?
Well, I mean, yeah, again, seeing Dakota Kai return and in the main roster and in a stable with Our Lady Pam and my girl, sexy little bunny, Io Shirai, is on the main roster and a prominent stable with Bailey. And I mean, it's just nothing but greatness. Looking forward for that. But I mean, there's a lot of notable things that happened last night. Like myself, I'm probably the only one who criticizes Logan Paul as much as one should. But I mean, I can't say anything about what he did last night. That was phenomenal. I mean, Logan Paul, he puts the work in. That was incredible. If this is what he sticks with, he just needs to fine tune his promo, have more of a character, I guess, if you will, like establish himself as somebody, because we know he's basically a more famous Miz that's athletic, and he showed it. And I wasn't joking last night in the chat when I said I want to see Logan versus Pat, because I think Pat will kill himself trying to match Logan Paul's athleticism in that ring. And speaking of Pat, I mean, Pat never misses either. Dude, I was nervous when he hopped up on the top rope and was slipping. I was like, oh, please don't botch. I was like, no, don't ruin it. But he saved himself. and he hit that superplex. I mean, it was a sight to behold. Pat McAfee and Logan Paul in here, Sticks, impressing the millions
And millions.
of haters on the internet. I mean, like you said earlier, the IWC didn't have much to say because there wasn't much to shit on besides, the Liv Ronda match. But
Yeah.
that being
Yeah.
said,
I felt sorry for Liv with that because I mean we're on such a huge roll with her. I mean it seemed like they've got it right. They seem like they're going really good with her. And maybe this was the way that you could get Ronda to go heel. You could have done a million different ways to do that. Like our friends on the Still Real after party had talked, and I agree with them. I mean, Liv's a great chaser, so maybe this is how we get her to become a chaser going into maybe WrestleMania in Hollywood next year. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, just with the way that ended, I didn't like it for Liv because obviously we're on such a roll. They're on such a roll with her, and having that be the only downlight of the pay-per-view, not too shabby, really.
well, I believe if anybody could find some negative about last night, it's our boy here. It's the measuring dick of APPW, ladies and gentlemen, via audio, apparently. It's Andi with an I. The main event has joined the tripod. What's going on, my man?
Hey, bitches.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Is your spoon smelly yet?
My spoon's full of ass. I got a wooden spoon, a metal spoon, a plastic spoon, and a spoon made of rocks.
Which one's for Jake?
The one for Jake is my thumb. That's the spoon I'll use.
Well, Andi, from what you've seen last night at SummerSlam, do you have any highlights, any lowlights, anything you want to get out there?
Yeah, the fucking low light. I got 2 fucking Indianapolis Colts in Nissan fucking Stadium, and we got the crowd going wild for fucking one of them. Who gives a shit, man? Fuck them both. They both should have died.
Oh my God, the disrespect! My God, Andi, the humanity.
I'm a Corbin fan, but fuck him. You're in Nissan Stadium. The fuck King Henry should have came out of the fucking crowd, ran over both of those hoes, and stomped a fucking mud hole in their ass.
What'd you think of Logan Paul's performance versus The Miz?
Oh, that was fucking spectacular. That was better than any AEW pay-per-view I've ever seen in my life.
Right as you signed off last night to watch UFC, it was funny. Like that's exactly when I believe Pat versus Corbin was, and they had the fucking Titans cheerleaders, I think, come out and do a dance. I was like, oh man, Andi just missed it.
Oh, I don't even understand. How do you not incorporate? I mean, other than the cheerleaders, how do you not incorporate Tana Thrill or fucking King Henry or even Taylor Lewan? Taylor Lewan is on the Barstool, radar, so he should have been involved. But whatever.
Pat dapped him up after the match. They were sitting behind the broadcast position. Him, Taylor, and Will Compton. I forget who else, but he went over and dapped him up because I know Will posted a bunch of pictures. I think later in the night. I think Taylor did too after the pay-per-view. So
who did he drink a beer with? I saw he took a beer after the match.
I don't know who that was. I don't know if that was actually somebody or if it was just a fucking fan. But yeah, I saw that too. I was trying to scour the internet to see who it was.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well,
but
Andi,
that was. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Did you reach the end of the pay-per-view? Did you see Brock versus Roman?
Oh yeah, after the Moreno fight, the vicious kick to the liver, I was able to stop it. There's so much time in between that and the Nunez fight. I actually watched the main event, and it was pretty fucking awesome.
This was one of the most original last man standing matches, and kudos to Michael Cole and Corey Graves on fucking commentary. I don't think I've ever heard Cole this passionate before on the fucking besides when Liv cashed in. I don't even know if that was real, but Cole saying, "My God, count faster, count faster." What did you think of that main event, Andy? Have you seen anything that insane before?
Nothing tops the Rock Triple H SummerSlam ladder match. I think that was like the greatest SummerSlam match ever. So I think that tops it, but I would say it's in the top 20 matches of all time in SummerSlam history. Just SummerSlam, not even of all time, just SummerSlam history.
For me, it was Mr. Perfect versus Bret the Hitman Hart. I believe that was in '88. That was my favorite SummerSlam match of all time, wrestling-wise. But insanity-wise, this one takes the cake. But I mean, how can we forget the first ever? Wasn't it the first ever TLC at SummerSlam?
Was it? Was it at SummerSlam?
I thought it was SummerSlam, and then they did it again at WrestleMania 2000. Or is that in reverse?
I think it was reversed.
Is the first one, and then SummerSlam was part 2.
Yeah, and then part 3 was in the other WrestleMania. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, Stix, what were your thoughts on that fucking main event? We got Cowboy Brock riding out there on a fucking tractor, lifting the ring up, jumping off the fucking thing. What'd you think?
I was just glad nobody got clipped with that fucking tractor bucket hanging out over the ring, man. When Brock was getting ready to take Roman to Suplex City with that tractor bucket hanging over, I was like, dear God, do not let anybody get their head sliced open, because I was worried about it. But if that's the last match that we get from Brock, like either ever or in quite a while, man, that was what I mean. This run of fucking Cowboy Brock, it's done what you wanted to, if as a wrestling guy, as a person who works for WWE, is left. You've done your job right, because it's left fans wanting more. And if this is what we get, God, Brock, good job, congratulations, and have fun on the farm, man. You went out with a fucking bang. That was a hell of a possible last match for him to have.
Well, he could have just retired and hung up his boots after he broke the streak. That should have been the peak, but it wasn't. That wasn't the peak. He then went on to have incredible matches against AJ Styles, against Daniel Bryan, and then last year we saw him come out with that fucking ponytail, and it was game on, man.
Even his matches of Rollins were good. I mean, even those were good.
Brock, it took him 20 years, but he finally started liking what he was doing, making a shit ton of money while doing it. Banging Sable, shitting out kids. He's had a hell of a life, a hell of a career. I don't believe this is the last time we'll see Brock, because I know Vince is gone, but they still have that break glass in case of emergency Brock box. Hey, Brock, we got a couple of Brinks trucks in your parking lot right now. You want to come back for a Royal Rumble or some shit? So it's not the last we'll see of Brock. But Andy, did you enjoy Brock while he came back for this latest run?
I have to say, when he said Brock box, I just shouted in my head, "Fuck me in my Brock box." But I'm sorry, I got distracted. But yes, his last. I wish that we could get more of this. This is like at the level of when he did the Brock party with the dancing with the Money in the Bank.
That's another thing.
Yeah, this is that level, and this fucking top knot Brock has been pretty badass. I haven't really been able to watch it, but I've been able to see what I can on social media, and all the segments have been money.
Well, since we have a rare appearance from Andy with an I here, I'll let you choose, Andy. Would you like to go over NXT or AEW?
Let's share on AEW.
Sounds good to me, because it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Let me find it first. That's what she said. Good Lord, it's all the way. Okay. Fight for the Fallen kicks off with Roosh versus Gia Moxley for the interim AEW championship. And man in the mask, Regal, has joined commentary. Roosh attacks before Mox can even get in the ring. Roosh extremely aggressive, biting and all. We are 6 minutes in, and there's already blood. Roosh licks it. Sa'ades. If there is a first blood match in the AEW game, the matches will last only 2 minutes. I actually wouldn't mind if Roosh wins because he is firing on all cylinders. But let's get real. Mox is winning. Unless Roosh finds that mic, by the way. The mic will take out Mox. That's the secret weapon. That's how you take him out. Commercial picture-in-picture. Roosh continues to dominate. We do get the token Mox back rake. This is my third time seeing Roosh wrestle, and he is like a more limber Andrade. Very impressive. Speaking of Andrade, he's having Ric Flair's last match as we speak. Very impressive. Even Regal has a boner for Roosh. Jose distracts as Andrade pushes Mox up the top rope. Lucha Bros chase him away. Roosh with a straight jacket pile drive gets a 2.5. Misses with the horns, kicks out of the death driver, but passes out. And the bulldog choke. Mox retains. Good thing I'm sitting down, Sticks. What did you think of the kickoff match of Dynamite? Oh, fight for the Holland.
This was the best match on Wednesday night, and possibly was the best match the whole week. I mean, we talked briefly when we did our recap of Death Before Dishonor. This was awesome for Roosh to get on. I mean, you got him on with Moxley, and to have them kick off the show and to have more eyes actually see Roosh wrestle, my God. I mean, this guy, if they keep him in Ring of Honor, this is how you're going to get eyeballs on Ring of Honor, especially if you have him hovering around the main event picture. Roosh can go. Mox got the win, but not without Roosh putting them through some stuff. Hell of a match. And ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on Roosh, because this guy, I think this guy's going to start ascending. His star is going to start ascending.
Andy, did you catch any of this?
I didn't know that, and I'm very sad and depressed because Roosh beat Matt Taven for the Ring of Honor title, and Roosh was like so fucking dominant, and he just goes over there and he just fucking loses. What kind of bullshit is that? That's like fucking bringing a tank to a fucking knife fight and the tank losing. That's fucking retarded, dude. That is dumber than fucking, I don't even know. That's wronger than two boys fucking. That's what that is. Jesus Christ. I'm depressed now. Thank you.
This was Roosh's second AEW match and he fucking lost? So
whatever.
He needed fuck shit to win his first match, and then he loses his second. This has Skeet's booking written all over it.
He's about as useful as a fucking cum tissue right now. Fucking worthless. My God.
Crumb catchers now available at the Big Brunch Canteen. No,
I'm sorry, guys. I have to sign off though. I just wanted to say hi, and I miss everybody. I got to wake up butt fuck early tomorrow, but I miss you guys.
Miss you too, brother. Thank you for hopping on. We always appreciate your time. Follow Andy with an I at Still Real Pregame on Instagram, of course.
And don't forget to hashtag beat your dicks with sticks.
As always, my brother.
All right, later, guys.
All right, talk to you later.
Love.
Up next, the Jericho Appreciation Society is out. Broken nose and all. AEW Galaxy, appreciate us. Good Lord, give it a rest, guys. Jericho runs his mouth. Anna. Whoa. Anna JAS speaks. They butchered her name. She's gonna choke us all out. Jericho wants his rematch for the AEW Championship at Quake at the Lake. I am not joking. It's called Quake at the Lake because it rhymes, and Skeets is a genius. Mox says he is the two-time AEW champion, and he wants the Lionheart at Quake at the Lake. He doesn't want the king of trademarks. they all know this is Jericho, right? That you can call him Painmaker, you can call him Lion Tamer, you can call him the King of. It's Jericho. He's just the flabby, balding rock star who's in it. Anyway, I digress. Stix, what did you think of this? Jericho Appreciation Society and Anna JAS.
No. What a fucking Debbie Downer to have after that opening match. I mean, as soon as you heard the music, it was like, okay, well, now we know where Mox is going to go next. And I agree with Mox. He should be recognized as a two-time champion, because if you're going to fuck Hangman Page like that, and then CM Trash goes out there and sprains his fucking ankle and stubbed his toe and can't fucking wrestle, but can go to fucking Comic-Con and sit on a goddamn iron plastic throne and have to sit through a freaking interview with ice bags on your feet. Yeah, you should have had to drop the title right then and there. But I'm glad Mox came out and I'm glad he said he didn't want the fucking wizard, the sorcerer, the whatever, like he said, let's see what we're gonna get with the Lionheart. Let's see what nice little extravagant outfit Jericho will have, and we'll get a twist to his entrance and stuff like that. But they got to get some other people up here. I mean, you've got a shit ton of former WWE guys hanging around your title pictures, and you're not going to grow your brand or your company if you keep just recycling people that didn't even start off with your company. So, I mean, Quake at the Lake, we're going to get fucking Mox and Lionheart. So just sit back and, I guess, like Cesar does, get on Thought Talk and hope it goes by pretty quick.
It was fucking hilarious when Cesar said that he can't even sit down. He needs ice packs on his fucking feet. Oh, man. This dude, you know what? Tony Skeets has such a boner for this motherfucker. And he's going to come back at All Out, possibly face Mox to unify the titles or some bullshit. He's going to put on a subpar match like he always does. And we're just going to have content on the tripod for the next year and a half.
Well, I mean, the bigger question is he going to be able to make it through that match without fucking being injured again? I mean, he could end up getting a hangnail and be out for like 3 or 4 months, and you got to do another fucking interim title, either tournament or a match, and wait for him to come back again. I mean, he could have took the loss to Hangman. They talked about, I know we're beating a dead horse. He could have took the loss to Hangman, and he still would have came out looking fine. He's still going to make Tony Skeets money, and you could have had Hangman still be relevant, still be wrestling and getting TV time more than what he's getting now. But I mean, he went for the almighty dollar, and guess what? It only lasted you 4 or 5 days after your pay-per-view match. And I mean, he was at freaking Comic-Con. He didn't even have the AEW championship. I mean, if he's your legit champion, you could have at least had him walking around with that, or at least someone following behind him with that championship. I mean, if he's your champion, if he had John Mox there, Mox would have fucking showed up with that title. So, I mean, this guy's making you money, and you can't even bring your fucking title belt with him to at least show that he's your champion. So,
to compare, I know it gets old, but to compare WWE and AEW, Roman would have Paul Heyman there with both belts around his fucking shoulder if he went to Comic-Con, respecting the brand, respecting WWE. And yeah, like you said, I mean, Tony Skeets has such a hard-on for Punk, and he doesn't even bring the fucking title, and he sits there, he needs ice packs. By the way, I might make fun of Jericho for mocking WWE. The motherfucker showed up with a broken nose to cut a promo. If he was champ, I believe Jericho would have did the right thing. I believe Jericho would have relinquished it. I think Jericho has worked through several injuries before on AEW. And then Punk, he goes over here, he breaks his little pinky toenail, and it's Ice Pack City, baby.
Well, you got Uncle Dax working with a popcorn labrum. when the guy wrestled in Ring of Honor with Apostle Tor Labor, and then I watched him wrestle on New Japan last night in a 6-man tag with a torn labrum, and this guy's still fucking putting on better matches with a torn labrum in singles matches and even in fucking 6-man matches than CM Punk can. So I mean, you want this? I mean, I know it's everybody's pain tolerance and threshold is different. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fucking bite down and go out there and do your fucking job. So
you are you familiar with Monty Python?
Yeah.
You know that one dude who kept getting attacked and like he lost his arms and he was hopping on one leg. Guys, it's just a flesh wound. That's Uncle Dax. He still shows up. He's fucking hopping on one leg, putting on fucking 7-star bangers on pay-per-views. It's just a flesh wound.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's out here. Him and Cash are out here fucking carrying the flag for tag team wrestling. And CM Punk is at home on his fucking Twitter or even talking to whoever will listen to him shitting on WWE of Jericho. And like you said, Jericho shits on WWE, but at least he's still showing up for TV. So
yeah, that exactly. Even at Comic-Con, he just couldn't help himself. He just couldn't help himself but shit on WWE one more time. Oh yeah, Vince is gone, but nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. All right, you fucking puss. Anyway, let's wait till Cesar gets here. Then we'll all shit on.
Okay.
The AEW Trios Tag Championship belts are revealed, Sticks, and the tournament will happen. Like they need more championships. What'd you think? They kind of, I don't know what else they could have done to make them look cooler, but they kind of look so generic. But what would you think? And then the tournament as well. We're gonna get that shit.
It reminded me that they're probably going to change the design on the titles at least probably 2 or 3 times, depending on who has them. And it let me know that we might be getting close to Kenny Omega coming back, maybe, because I had heard that when they were going to start doing the trio stuff, it was probably when he was going to possibly be coming back. So I guess maybe we're going to get the best bout machine coming back, maybe, hopefully. Don't know.
Yeah. Eventually, a year from now, they're going to look like the women's championship.
Yeah.
Dante's interviewed. He's talking shit about Sammy, and he has Sky Blue in his corner, which, oh God, Sky Blue, where have you been, baby? Yeah, Sky Blue's suffice to meet the ball. They got to get her OnlyFans if she has one. The FTW Championship. This is incredible. It's our boy, Absolute Ricky Stocks versus, I'm waiting for you to do his challenger, Danhausen.
Richard, I see we're going to wrestle for your FTW Championship.
Man, Danhausen. Incredible video intro for Starks. Danhausen tries to curse Starks, but eats a boot. Ricky does his own version. Danhausen nearly wins with roll-up, but Spear ends it for the retain. Ricky calls out another challenger. He's dead serious. They sent Hook. Hook brings the heat to start. Ricky able to hit a spear. He sets up for the Rochambeau, but Hook counters into the Red Rum, and new FTW champion, Hook. We got a fist bump sportsmanship, very quick couple of matches we just saw here. A high for Ricky and then a low for Ricky. And then I'll just go ahead and say what happens afterwards. Tony Schiavone interviews Ricky, P2H by his side. He brought the FTW to prominence. Hold on. To prominence. That confirms it. Ricky's a pretzel. P2H attacks. What the fuck? Yeah, that was a shocker. Sticks, what did you think? This was a whole lot of fucking content. And what was like a matter of 20 minutes or shorter than that. What'd you think? The FTW championship?
Good thing, a good way to get Danhausen on TV. That isn't a comedy skit. I mean, he wrestled, had a little bit of comedy in it, and I think this was a good thing to have them do with Hook. I mean, they were able to detail the backstory of when Hook was younger, when Taz, his dad, was FTW champion. Taz even talked about it, him being at home, Hook, a man. So this is, with it being a rogue renegade championship, they can kind of put him out there maybe every other week, or if you're gonna, depending on which show, wrestle people. It's a good way to build him up to becoming a legit AEW champion. Now, if that'll be TNT, tag, I was even maybe hoping we might get a Hookhausen tag team run, but AEW, Tony Skeets pulling a surprise with us with Powerhouse. I mean, if you would have asked me between the two, who would have turned on the other, I would have said probably Ricky would have turned on Powerhouse, because I don't know if you echo the same sentiment, but I think Ricky between the two has the enormously brighter future. I mean, and it showed in that opening video before he came out. I mean, that was fucking Ricky Diamonds, Ricky Money. He is absolute. And I guess we're going to get Ricky and Powerhouse next. So, but good thing we had a nice little 20-minute run with Ricky, and Hook's a champion now. So let's see where it goes.
Well, Sticks, if you want my fat 2 cents, it's been done to death recently, but let me book how Hook should do this FTW title run. I think he needs to turn heel very fast on his dad. I want Taz out there going, this is my boy. This is Hook Jones. No, he's like, this is my boy right here, the FTW champion. I'm so proud of him, and blah, 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 blah. Hook has the title. He's doing his pouty face, looking around, not caring. They put the mic to his face. I don't know how they would book his dialogue because he doesn't say much, but he would basically just say, fuck you, Dad, end this championship. He Alundra blazes the FTW championship into the garbage can. And then with Taz distraught looking at the trash can like, what the fuck, Jones here? Hook fucking gets him in the red rum, chokes his ass out, and then walks out. And then Hook becomes a heel or just a renegade. He could just be himself. He doesn't need. I personally hate the FTW championship. It's like you said, a renegade championship. It's not recognized by AEW. It's just a notch below 24/7 title to me. I don't like it. You know what, Taz? Leave your ECW garbage back in ECW days. Sorry, but I mean all the disrespect on that. Take that shit out of here. Hook deserves better. I think Hook should dump the garbage, leave Team Taz, go out on his own. And that's all I got to say about that. But other than that, no opinion. Up next, we have, and P2H turning on Ricky. That's cool. It's going to boost Ricky, once Ricky beats him, because he's going to, because P2H ain't known for winning too many matches. Ricky's going to hopefully skyrocket and go for something else as well. Sammy with Tay Conti versus Dante Martin with Sky Blue. Mind games being played by both. JR is correct. These two are similar styles here. Sammy tries to leave with Tay all frustrated. Dante knocks him off the stage, then grows wings and flies onto him. Commercial picture-in-picture, Sammy back in control. Dante attempts to leap onto Sammy off the top rope to outside and eats a knee for it. Sensational Sammy, sassafras. JR's man crush growing. Dante is fucking amazing in this match. You saw the man land on his feet and then hit a Spanish fly on Sammy. Sammy then lands a springboard cutter and the GTH for the win. He continues to kick Dante. Sky Blue tries to help, but Anna JAS attacks. Here, here comes Ortiz, Eddie, and Ruby Woodpecker for the save. Hopefully Dante didn't injure his leg, but sadly, he did injure his leg. We have yet another AEW star on the shelf. Stix, what'd you think of this match? I mean, it was a great match, but sadly, Dante is now injured.
Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, like you had said, and like the commentators said, pertinent mirror images of themselves. I liked how Dante in an interview had said that, you know, while Sammy goes on his every other vacation, Dante's like, I've been in the ring putting work in, which of course none of us would know because we don't watch Dark Elevation. So, but we'll take his word on it. So yeah, we had Sky Blue and Tekanti. That wasn't bad to have outside the ring. And now we had saw in this match one of the many moves that are getting overused, Spanish Fly. We saw that. We saw that twice in this match. And now on top of that, we have a tag team that is on the shelf because Dante's brother is also on the shelf. So now you have both of them on the shelf. Hopefully Dante's not on the shelf for very long. I didn't catch to see what it was, but that kind of sucks for them because they had been throwing Dante in a lot of matches that were just out of nowhere. And it was good for him because he'd get the ring exposure on top of the fan exposure. But I mean, he's one of their young talents, and this was a good match to have young talent versus young talent. And of course, Sammy got the win and keeps his stock up a little higher. Fortunately, like you said, Dante is now on the shelf, so that kind of sucks. But all in all, it was a decent match.
Sadly, Top Flight is on the top floor of a local medical facility. Up next, Tony interviews Danny Garcia, wants to send Brian back to his garden with his family. I thought that was pretty funny right there. That match on Rampage, right? They had that match on Rampage?
No, that was the main event of this Wednesday.
Sorry, folks. I've been drinking. Again, we get Sanjay, Lethal, and Worst Khali promo. Blech. They're going to fight for the best. They're going to fight the best friends on Rampage. Tony back in ring. Tony's doing all kinds of work today. Jungle Boy out. Dark Lucha with them. Christian Cage, you are the biggest pussy I ever met in my life. Finally get some intensity from Jungle Boy. It's been a long time coming. You were strapped for cash because your wife divorced your bitch ass. Of course, talking about how Christian hits his wagon to Jungle Boy's rising star. Christian then interrupts him as he was talking about what?
Talking about his like burying his dad.
Burying his dad.
His uncle were burying his dad.
Right here it says burging. Here's my fat fingers. Christian knows all of Jungle Boy's weaknesses. Christian will prey on them. Stix, I mean, we got the Danny Garcia interview. We got the Sanjay, Lethal, and Worst Khali versus the Best Friends. And then Jungle Boy, Dark Saurus, and Captain Charisma himself, Christian. What'd you think?
Danny Garcia continues to rise. His promos are getting better. I know we'll talk more about him later. I thought this was the best promo that Sanjay and Jay and Worst Khali did because I loved how they were talking the shit, and then Trent comes over and he's like, we're like 6 feet away from you in these goddamn tie-dye jumpsuits. You don't think we're going to hear you? And they play right into Sanjay popping off of the mouth. The original player from the Himalayas is going to... Then they agree to the match on Rampage, and then Sanjay tells him, what the hell were you guys doing? What did you guys let me do that for? And we get Jungle Boy's best promo of his AEW career. He says why Christian got with him, and then he looks at the camera, winks, basically telling his ex-wife, Christian's ex-wife, hey, call me. And fucking Christian Cage saying he knows all his secrets, does the insinuating that maybe Jungle Boy likes the Earth's natural pain-killing thing. So
wait, he's an herbivore?
he might be an herba boy. But yeah, I mean, it was good back and forth. Jungle Boy stepped up to the plate and matched Captain Charisma with his promos. So I'm bought in on it so far. We'll see. I mean, obviously, I'm waiting to see if Luchasaurus really is invested with Jungle Boy, or if it's a ploy and you're just gonna find out that him and Christian are still together. So I'm still waiting to see that. But I mean, I'll watch it. I'm not fully emotionally invested in it, but I'm a little invested in it. I got a little bit of stock on Christian Cage and Jungle Boy Island, so I'll keep an eye on it.
I think Christian Cage joining AEW is the best thing to happen to Jungle Boy ever. Because you're correct. That was his best interview promo of the entire run in AEW. Because every time you see him, like he tries to talk tough, like, I'm going to kick your ass. And then Luchasaurus would be like, bleh. You never got the passion. It was always kind of nervous, holding back a little. And you saw him before he said that, like he was like ramping up for it. He was like that. He finally let out the rage. I believed him for once. I like this promo. Big ups to Jungle Boy.
Well, let's be honest too. Christian Cage in AEW, this has been pretty good for him too, because for the last month he's been cutting promos since he turned on Jungle Boy. He's been cutting promos that have been the best of his career. So this could be a renaissance for both guys. I mean, this could be really huge. It could help elevate Jungle Boy. Hopefully, maybe we'll get rid of Jungle Boy and get Jungle Man, maybe. But this has been really good for Christian Cage's career too. So maybe this will be a huge springboard for two careers, hopefully.
Well, JR says it almost every week, and I hope it comes to fruition. He becomes Jungle Jack Perry. That sounds way better than Jungle Boy. Up next, the Cucks hear the Trios titles. They see Hangman and start talking to him. Dark Order ambush him and talk about his birthday. Tony Nese and Smart Mark versus Swerve. Keith Lee is banned. Of course, the numbers game always proves the win as fuck shit ensues in the commercial picture-in-picture. Smart Mark dressed as Super Dave. Google it, kids. He eats a house call for the loss. Josh Woods took out Keith Lee backstage. Nese clobbers Swerve with the tag title. House of Black Magic Crack-a-Shit promo. Malachi talking about Miro. Brody talking about Darby. Coffin match challenge laid out. Darby is going to die. Stix, what did you think of the Cuck segment with the Trios titles and Hangman? Tony Nese with Smart Mark versus Swerve, and then the House of Black Magic Crack-a-Shit.
Kind of got a little bit of a tease. Maybe we're going to get a possible reunite of the Hung Bucks. Ring of Honor. Go Google that, children. Dark Order, they're just there, man. I mean, they brought him out, and if Brody's kid isn't there, they're just hanging around backstage and catering. So maybe we'll get a trios of Hangman and the Bucks. Who knows? Swerve numbers game, end up beating them. We had talked about Josh Woods. He was last we had saw he was a judge for the Pure Championship match. Josh Woods can go. So we're going to get another thrown together tag team, which is what AEW is good at. Look at your tag team champions, children. And House of Black, we might be going to get the culmination of this because they had been attacking Darby at some fans, at some signings, and I think they attacked him at at Comic-Con. So, I mean, we're going to get a coffin match with the guy that Cesar says no knees, Brody King. So, I mean, I still got trauma from my boy, all ego, facing Darby in a coffin match because my boy lost. So maybe we get a little taste of revenge. Hopefully, maybe Darby loses. Probably not. Brody King's probably going to go in the coffin. Darby's probably going to win. That fucking plantation owner Sting's probably going to help him out. It's going to probably be one of those matches that they didn't need to throw together for no reason at all. So, but hey, we're going to get some kind of violence, and Darby's going to get beaten like a redheaded stepchild. So it's AEW. We'll take it.
AEW is doing your boy dirty, man. Ethan Page, I guess he had a match with Leon Ruffin, and he did a move, I guess the Ego's Edge, and they zoomed in on his face, and he said, "I hate it here."
Yep. Oh yeah, I watched it. I watched that on Rampage. I watched it. It was his best match that I've seen him have in AEW. So I don't know if because he didn't have our boy. He didn't have our guy, ATT top team guy. He didn't have him come out with him. So maybe we're gonna get a reboot with Ethan Page. I don't know, but yeah, because it was a rematch. Because I think I'd read on Twitter that they had gone on either Dark or Dark Elevation. I can't remember who won. I'm gonna assume that Ethan Page won. Hopefully, maybe hopefully praying they did. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we're gonna get more Ethan Page. Hopefully I get more Ethan Page in my life on regular scheduled television, and I don't have to go to Twitter for the fucking 2-minute clip highlights of him on Dark. So,
and he defeated a former North American champion from NXT. Sticks.
I'm taking it. I will take it. God damn it, I will take it.
Up next, it's for the AEW Women's Championship. It's Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita Honda. Tranny Manson front and center, of course. Miyu cannot seem to stay on the apron during a scuffle with Thunder Rosa. AEW botch is going to be all over that. Thunder Rosa wins. Do you have anything to say about this?
Dear God, put that fucking belt back on Britt Baker, our Lord, our Savior, our fucking doctor. Put it back on the DMD and get this over with. This Thunder Rosa experience has gone on way longer than this has gone on longer than I have sat through the Morbius movie. This needs to be done. We need to move on.
This Thunder Rosa experiment has gone on longer than when Jon Moxley was laid out of the ring and CM. No.
You get away with saying that now because Cesar isn't here. You would have did that, dear Lord. We would have had another half hour of just trauma from Cesar.
I would have to mute him and move on. We've reached the main event of the night. It's Danny Garcia versus Bryan Danielson, a non-title match, but two of the most gifted technical wrestlers in AEW. Jericho's on commentary. Bryan whooping that ass till Danny comes off the top rope and rings his bell, apparently. Bryan collapses and Danny viciously takes advantage, even DDTing Bryan on the exposed cement, heading into commercial picture-in-picture. The docs are checking on Bryan. Danny continues to attack. The ref checks on him. 8 minutes left, so they're going to have to draw this out. Yep, there's blood. Jericho says sports entertainers beat pro wrestlers every time. I like how the ref keeps repeating, "What's wrong with you?" to Danny every time Danny does something to Bryan. Danny biting Bryan. We started the night with biting, and we're ending the night with biting. Avalanche belly to back by Bryan to Danny. Bryan attempts goat stomps, but Danny incredibly reverses into rear naked choke. Bryan gets out of it. Danny with the hammer and anvil strikes. Bryan delivers his own. This is a great match. Bryan with the running knee, attempted label lock. Someone grabbed Bryan's foot as he was trying to get back into the ring. Pile driver and deep sharpshooter got Bryan to pass out. It was Hagar who grabbed Bryan. This is the biggest fucking win Danny Garcia has had his entire career. You got to imagine that Bryan sees something in him and is probably training with Bryan to fine tune his skills. But Stix, this was a pretty damn good main event. What did you think?
Tony Skeet's got the ending of this right. The correct ending, the correct person to win this match right. And I caught myself thinking during this match, I kind of think they should have reversed the roles. Like, I think at this point in his career, I think Bryan should be a sports entertainer, and I think Danny should be like the pure striking guy. Like, because I know what the backstory with him and Jericho, how Jericho helped him out. Jericho sees something in him, but I like with his skill set, he just doesn't fit with the Appreciation Society. Like, he literally does fit like what the Blackpool Combat Club kind of embodies. Mm-hmm. So I kind of caught myself thinking about that, but him with Jericho is going to do nothing but help his career. I mean, he's going to help him with the mic. He could probably help him watch back his matches and help him with stuff. But yeah, this match was really good. And CM Punk, I know Bryan said he was here he didn't care about helping people. He was here to kick people's asses, win championships. CM Punk, if you want to see how you can help get some young talent over, why don't you sit down and pick up the phone? I know you're going to have some time on your hands. You know, quit drafting up some tweets you're going to send out here 2-3 days down the road shitting on WWE. Use that phone, call Bryan, see how you can help some young talent when you're actually going to be healthy. Because this match showed you how an established named wrestler can help elevate a young talent that AEW has that will help them years down the road with this guy.
I think I'm the only one who can see this, but Stix is frozen, folks. Stix, can you hear me?
Notes on that, because this was
phenomenal.
This is phenomenal. This is great. This was awesome for Danny and for his career going forward. And I was happy with the match. And I would have had it open. I would have saved the interim championship match as the main event. But I had no problem with this at the end either. I mean, it was really good. And congratulations to Danny Garcia. You are a star, and this helped you going forward, and you can go, man. Good job.
Yes, CM Punk, while you're refilling the ice packs for your feet while you're sitting down, take some notes. This is how it's done. And I agree with you. The only thing about the Jericho Appreciation Society about Danny Garcia is the fact that he appreciates Jericho. That's it. He's not a sports entertainer. He has Blackpool Combat Club written all over him. So I do agree. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break real quick and come back with NXT. And just like that, we back. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's NXT. The A show of the night kicks off with Zoe Stark out to the ring. She's happy to be back. Cora Jade interrupts from the balcony. Zoe calls her a piece of trash. Toxic A comes out. Mandy about to become the 4th longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. She currently is. Gigi gonna face Zoe before Zoe gets her hands on Mandy. Not a bad start to the night. No major flubs on the mic, unlike a certain company. Zoe just overexcited. She could have paused at points because the crowd was being extra annoying with the chants, but at least none of them are Thunder Rosa. Stix, what do you think of the first segment of the night?
I'm going to chalk it up to her being overexcited, but less Zoe Stark on the mic, please. Cora Jade, hey, one of the rules of the tripod, when you turn heel, your thought stock goes up. looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And we got Toxic A and Mandy telling us, hey, we do need to put a little respect on her name. She is currently the 4th longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. So that does count for something. And we got the redheaded butt meat herself going to be wrestling on later on that night. So it was a win-win for an opening segment for NXT.
I want your honest opinion, just aesthetically, visually. I want you to rank Zoe 1 to 10. The way she looked on NXT.
Like when she was cutting that promo, or like when she's in her wrestling gear?
Just this past NXT.
4. I mean, I'm not a big person on them coming out wearing jeans with their fucking knee brace on either. So I can't. I mean, I can see in jean shorts, like Stone Cold fucking laid the groundwork for that. Still does. But when you're wearing fucking skinny jeans and you got your goddamn knee brace on outside that, nah. Plus, man, she looking like she's looking like fucking what Caitlyn Jenner would want to look like as a woman.
You're pretty generous, Stix. I'll be generous and give her a 3 because she got that manly physique with a catcher's mitt looking face. But moving on, Tony D and Stacks bleach some dude's eyes. Okay. Tony continues to praise Elektra. We got Grayson Waller versus Wesley, old Black Broccoli himself. Both these guys are quicker than a hiccup. No power moves, really, just flippity dips, pin attempts, and taunts to start. Commercial picture-in-picture, Grayson in control, even tries to get count-out victory. He dominates Wes. We get that main event Waller sighting. That always pops me every time I see it. Wes fights his way back into it. He even hits a suicide dive, but then Grayson pushes Wes off the top turnbuckle to the outside. Someone in a hoodie attacks Wes. It's Hagar. No, Wade says it's Trick Williams. Wes beats the 10 count, but eats a rolling stunner. Grayson wins. Old Trick Willie in the ring, standing over Wes while wearing boxing gloves, reminiscent of No Mas. Stix, what did you think of this match? And the Tony D talking to giving a pep talk to the family.
Tony D and the family, I got to see Elektra Lopez. That's all I care about. And in this match with Grayson, voila, and Wesley, Grayson's getting better and better in the ring, man. This was probably, I don't know if I want to say it was his best match he's had in ring NXT, but it's up there. I mean, he's getting better and better. Was able to go move for move with Wes. And then at the end, you want to know how you could, I knew that, I mean, obviously I went back and rewatched it today, but Trick Willie wearing a goddamn hat that says Trick Willie on it. I mean, as soon as he stood up, I was like, what the fucking hat? That says fucking Trick Willie. And then with the fuck, I don't know if those boxing gloves were loaded, because I mean, they look like regular boxing gloves, and they had like I thought it looked like black tape over it. I couldn't really tell, but we're gonna still got some storylines intertwined because Wes has some beef with Grayson Waller, and then Trick Willie. Grayson was able to pick up the win, so now we're gonna possibly get Trick and Wes, but not too bad. Like I said, Grayson's looking better and better in the ring, and now we're gonna see how good Trick looks in the ring. I mean, Wes can go. Trick's obviously gonna have the power game, but I'd like a little bit of surprise to see if Trick comes out and can actually do a little speed. He should, because his boy Mello, if he trains with his boy Mello, the A-champ, I hope he picks up a few things, but not a bad match. Not a bad match at all.
You know, didn't it seem like, a couple, like 3 months ago, Grayson Waller's stock, I mean, Grayson Waller was like, he was going at 100 miles per hour, feuding with AJ Styles. They were like so high on him. And then it's just like, it came to a fucking screeching halt. I mean, he did have the match with Mello and stuff, but he had Sanga, right? Sanga with him, and that was kind of stupid.
We saw him with Sanga taking on AJ Styles, and then he got angry with Sanga or something like that. I can't remember if they had a match. They did. It was probably a huge squash match. And then he was with Tiffany Stratton, because remember they went shopping.
Yep.
And then he just fluttered around like he was backstage getting not interviews, but autographs with Mello. So he got his match. And then, I mean, he's just been been floating. Like, he's just been there. They throw him on TV long enough for people to remember, hey, the Grayson Waller effect is still here. And we got a match with them. Hopefully with Trips in charge, maybe with Trips having a little bit more to say, hopefully he sees that Grayson can be a really good heel on the mic and in the ring. Start building them, because with WWE, you got to start looking for tomorrow. And if Trips can get a hold of him, I think he could turn him into a heel that could have a nice 5 to 7 year run in NXT or in WWE. So, but yeah, he's just been floating. I mean, he, like you said, his stock was the highest, and then he just plummeted. And it's just, you have no reason. Like, did he say something backstage in an interview that Vince was like, "That's not my shit, pal. I don't like that." So, I don't know.
You know, it's like Grayson's booking has been like Shawn Michaels' eye. Like, it was fine, it was great, it was doing perfect, and then Jericho hit him with the fucking thing, and his eyes just went, burr, 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 and there goes fucking Grayson's push. He saw Carmelo Hayes, how good he's doing. He's like, you know what? I'm going to focus on this guy. But I digress. Schism is interviewed. Gacy wants him some Grimes. Gibson now looks like the gay kid from Stranger Things, minus the hair, of course. Ariana reviewing the game film of Indi knocking her out of the Battle Royal. Indi tells her this isn't ballet. Apollo Crews versus Zion Quinn. Missed half of this match, but the crowd is pro Apollo. Zion was standing like a brick wall with his signature pose as Apollo ran into him like a brick wall. Zion nearly wins with a Death Valley driver like maneuver, but Apollo wins with a spinebuster. Move sets all kinds of weird from what I've seen these two have. What'd you think, Stix? We had the Schism interview, Ariana, and then Apollo versus Zion.
I just still can't get over Gibson with the fucking cane contact in his eye. I cannot get over that. That's the first thing I always notice when they go to him. Maybe we're gonna get Grimy and Schism. Who knows? Ariana and Indi. I'm glad Indi wasn't forgotten. I have said this before. I was worried she was just going to be pushed towards the curb when Vince was in charge, and Johnny and Candace and our dear Dexy was gone. Hopefully now if Tripp's in charge, we get a little bit more of her, because I mean, I know she had that match where she slipped off the ropes, but I mean, like Chris Jericho said, everybody has mistakes. They're not botches. Everybody makes mistakes. So, and they gotta bring up new women's. So, yeah, that Zion Quinn and Apollo Crews match, it just wasn't mixing to me. I mean, there was this, even up to the finish, like was that a choke slam spine buster? I mean, it was different than what he's done as a finisher, because wouldn't he just do like the standing moonsault as a finisher or something like that, or did he do like a power bomb? I don't fucking know.
He had a tossing gut wrench. You would pick him up, and like toss them, and then power bomb them.
There's just been so much inconsistency, not only with this kind of booking, but with just Apollo in itself. So it just didn't flow with me on this match. And I don't know if it's just that two guys that just have a hard time going, or if the way it was booked, I don't know. But yeah, it was just out of sorts for me on this match.
Well, I mean, sources I've seen said that after this match, Zion was so distraught, he only got 4 new tattoos. He wanted 8, but he was so depressed that he's like, no, mate, just 4. Up next, Where am I here? Missed half the match. Toxic A interviewed. NXT Heatwave is the next special event. Saray interrupts interview and challenges Mandy. I guess next week Mandy will face her because she's still bitter about the shotgun dropkick to the face. The Street Man cuts a promo on that punk ass White Khali for jumping him. They fight next week in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Sticks. What do you think about Saray sticking her nose in Toxic A's business? And then the Street Man's announcement.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Saray. I mean, I really did. And I just seeing her show up, it's like, Jesus, you're still employed. And I loved, I think, what was it? Either Mandy or JC said something about her being late for history class or something like that. Hey, good on Saray. You're gonna get a match with the champ, the fourth longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. So good on you for that. And what was the other thing?
Well, I thought you were gonna say at least Saray got Stix 316.
No, we don't even promote that. No, we don't even promote her. We don't recognize her.
How could you forget? It's the Street Man saying the Falls Count Anywhere match against White Khali.
Perfect for the Street Man because he's the street champ, but yet White Khali said that he's the new street champ now since he laid out the Street Man. There was 11 days ago after SmackDown. So I mean, I fully expect Solo to go over, and it's probably the only match that White Khali could probably look good in while performing at. So, hey, good on you. Good on you. Hopefully Street Man wins.
It should be decent. The Street Man will be in it. White Khali will be in there charisma free, though. Gigi with Toxic A versus Catcher Mitt Face herself, Zoe Stark. Toxic A fuck shit, of course, gives Gigi the advantage in this match. I wonder if Io will come back. Man, was I wrong when I was writing these notes. I wonder if Io will come back and save Zoe at some point, or is she really done? Zoe is a fighter. Even though this will for sure end in fuck shit, she is giving it her all. Oh, I guess not. Zoe wins with a knee to Gigi's face. Zoe then takes on and takes out Toxic A solo, not the Street Man. However, Cora attacks with Kendo Stick. Roxanne for the save. Sticks, what'd you think? Gigi versus Zoe.
Yeah, Gigi looking good. Not only outside the ring, but inside the ring, did pretty good. Of course, there wasn't gonna. It's funny you made the comment with Io, because even though I had read stuff, I was even thinking in my head, it was like the numbers game here, 3 against 1. Io's got to come back, right? I mean, they're former tag team champions. There was, Zoe went through all that stuff to gain her trust and become tag team. There's got to be something there. Nope, sure wasn't. And picked up the win. No fuck shit, because A was GG one-on-one and wasn't any titles on the line. And never have I seen a better looking girl wield a kendo stick than I did with Cora. So that's what I thought. And of course, we had Roxy come out, make the save. Maybe we're going to get a Cora Jade with somebody from Toxic team up against Zoe and Roxanne. Or maybe we're just going to be waiting for Heat Wave, where we'll possibly get Cora and Roxanne. I don't know. But nice little continuation of the storyline for both girls with their significant others in the storyline program going forward.
We got a smash cut to Humongous Dome arriving. He's going to be in the crowd. He's got a ticket. Chu having a Stratton nightmare. Yep, JD's in crowd. He starts harassing a popcorn eater, the timekeeper, the ring announcer. He holds Wade's hand, disrespects the man. He's bothered by Vic's comments about his family, says he could break Vic's collarbone, calls out Braun. Braun out. Let the shouting begin. Humongous does what he does best and bonks him. Braun knocks him down. His mouth is bloody. I guess he put a capsule in his mouth, and Twitter was all over that shit. Chase U backstage. Thea all fired up about Gio being rude to Chase U. Nathan Frazier volunteers to be the flag bearer for Chase U. Sticks, what did you think about, do you have any thoughts on Chew and the Stratton Nightmare?
Sticks 316. Way to go, Chew.
JD being all creepy as fuck and then eventually brawling with Braun.
I actually didn't mind him when he was going through the crowd. The ironic thing was when he was talking about the dude eating popcorn, I wasn't eating popcorn, but I was eating, and I was kind of like, ooh. Make sure I don't choke on anything as I'm eating. And as soon as I saw the cameraman not panning away quick enough, and you see JD grab something from his pocket, I remembered Paul Heyman talking about the fucking sound guy. And I thought that same thing with this cameraman. You know, cameraman, you kind of fucked up on that. I think we're going to put you on the list to be the next guy to be future endeavor. Nice thing back and forth. You saw him put the capsule in, obviously busted. Looking like a fucking educated American or Irish psycho, enjoying the taste of his blood. Guess we'll see what we get next week with them. And Chase U backstage. Obviously, Bodie must not be tantalizing the pleasure juices of Thea Hale, because she must have some pent-up frustration because she keeps beating him up all the time. So, but like we've always talked about, anytime we can get Chase U on TV, fucking gold, man. Fucking gold. And no, they hit it out of the ballpark again leading up to their match. But great job on Chase U.
Last thought I had about Humongous, he probably took it so personal that shit got out, that the next match or appearance he has with Braun, he's gonna personally fucking beat the shit out of his own mouth to make sure he bleeds for real.
Probably.
The Irish psycho, I like that. Axiom comic vignette. Roxanne's interviewed. She's still holding her tag belt. Alundra Blaze. I just said she pulled a Medusa last week. Here comes Alundra Blaze. Brings out the garbage can. Roxanne takes it out. Alundra says there will be a 4-way match next week to crown new women's tag champs, but not on the main roster. Super Eichner, Gio versus Andre Chase with, of course, Chase U. Gio pushing and starting shit with Bodie. Andre Chase and Chase U are entertaining, but I never thought for a second that Andre would beat Gio. We get a "This is awesome" chant. Gio with the catch in mid-air vertical. We got to name that move. Tiger Driver from Andre gets a 2.5. But of course, last stride sit-down powerbomb pin and win for Gio. He continues the attack, and Nathan Frazier for the save along with Bodie. That should be a good match. Gio versus Nathan will be coming up. Sticks, what did you think? Roxanne, Alundra Blaze segment. Super Eichner versus Andre.
It was kind of, I was taken aback because I remember you had said last week Medusa, and lo and behold, here we are. We get her on TV carrying the infamous trash can. So obviously we finally got the answer. Roxanne isn't going to find a tag partner. They're dropping the titles. We're going to get a fatal 4-way next week. So we'll get some closure. Obviously, we're getting more. They value women's tag team wrestling down in NXT more than the main roster. So, okay, we'll go with that. Chase U, fucking Andre Chase coming out rocking some fucking Jordan 1s, man. That recruiting must be up pretty good. And even though we knew he was gonna lose, Andre Chase fucking wrestled good, man. He's another guy that's getting better and better in his wrestling. I mean, even though 95% of the time when he goes out there, you know he's going to lose, he does just enough to make it so that you kind of believe that he's got a chance. And like you said, Giovanni catching him off that top, they got to name that because that's fucking gold. I mean, that is flawless. We've had, 2 or 3 weeks of when he's done that, and there's been no hitch. There's been no mess up with that. Like, he catches them, and it's fucking spectacular. And Super Eichner, I know we had talked about it. It's so good to see him thriving in NXT under a different name, and he's got something, man. And I hope they continue to go with it. Like, this guy he's got at minimum mid championship potential, and gets the win, beats up Andre afterwards. Him and Nathan Frazier, if we get that next week, if we get that 2 weeks down the road, that'll be a good match, man. And I know Frazier had said in his promo before the match he had been injured, which I didn't know of, but good to see him back healthy, and can't wait to watch him and Giovanni whenever they go. That'll be a hell of a good match.
What about the Leaning Tower of Gio?
I'd go with that. The Leaning Tower of Vinci, that'd be good. Yeah. I mean, I'd go with that.
They got to name it.
It is so good. I mean, there's no he's so, like I said, there's been no mess up in that when he's done it. He's done it so flawlessly, and it's just so damn good.
Yeah, I mean, they instead of naming it, you just hear Wade and Vic go, "Oh my God, the strength! Ooka booka,
ooka booka."
We get
as he's crumbing with freaking Duke underneath the desk. Ooka booka.
Diamond Mines training. Valentina and Yulisa going to be in the Fatal 4-Way with Sanga. There's a Zoom meeting. I didn't give a shit. Caden and Quintana are pissed, rightfully so. Ivy and Pax step up. Elektra approaches and talks shit. Brawl ensues. Any notes on that? Any thoughts on any of that?
Get Elektra Lopez twice in one episode on my TV. Oh, my little dripping heart fluttered. Woo!
All that ass. No.
Oh, yeah.
Andi Hartwell. Impressive when she botches. No. Versus Ariana Grace. I want JD McConaughey to come back out here and feel your soft bones again, Wade says to Vic. Ariana attempts dirty pin. Ref catches it. She then eats a boot from Indi. Indi for the win. It was short and sweet. I was kind of not paying attention. I was trying to take notes with that JD line that Wade said. Do you have any thoughts on this one?
Wade saying that about Vic's soft bones as Duke is trying to revitalize Wade's soft boner back to full erection. That's all I got to say about that match. Congratulations, Indi. You got the win. Keep on rolling.
Got that TV time.
Goddamn right.
White Khali and Mr. Stone interview. White Khali doesn't give a shit that the hooker left to be a model. He accepts Solo's challenge, the street man, for next week. Up next, looks like Brown Order is drinking in the Kool-Aid of the D'Angelo family. They guidoed up alongside Tony and Stax. Kiana James, the stats bitch, tells us what's wrong with Nikita Lyons. She pretty much just shows all her thought photos, making us bigger fans. And Alba Fire and Lash Legend video promo sticks. What did you think of the White Khali, Mr. Stone thing? D'Angelo family and Kiana James.
Found it nice that, hey, Kiana, your brain's finally kicked in. Now you know why all of us like fucking Nikita. Congratulations. Glad that worked out for you. Maybe take a little hint since you dress up like that as a schoolgirl every once in a while. Maybe take a little bit of hint. The only thing I thought of with the Tony D thing is like he kind of made the emphasis on it that, hey, you know, you're learning how the family works. You're learning the ins and outs. I'm like, they're learning how this stuff works so that way when Santos comes back, They know everything. They know how to turn on him. Whenever Santos comes back, dear God, Santos, come back, man. We need you. We need Legado back.
Is he injured? Legit?
I don't know. We haven't seen anything since they showed the infamous hospital picture on his cell phone. So I mean, they haven't said anything since then. But like I said, I only think he kind of made the subtle remark of, you're learning how the family does things. So it's like, yep, they're learning the ins and outs. That way, when they finally turn on them, they know everything. So I'm impressed with that. Maybe, hopefully, we're going to get a little bit more. I mean, Legado, Raheem, whatever they're going by now, those guys can go. So it's just having them with Tony and Stacks. I mean, it was good to go. So wasn't going to be mad at that. And then Kiana, Kiana's Kiana. She's got to break down.
On the next Dynamite, it'll be Stacks versus Sticks. No. We made
the battle. Who keeps their first names with the
the main event is up next. It's the Diamond Mine versus the D'Angelo family. It's an 8-man tag. Happy birthday, Roddy. It doesn't take long until the ref loses control of this. All 8 guys brawl. Brutus with the cannonball to D'Angelo family on the outside. Did they call it a meatball? Did they say he hits the meatball? I could have swore I heard that.
I don't remember what they called it.
Okay. Diamond Mine in full control during commercial picture-in-picture. Brown Order quickly turned that around. Wade says that both Tony D and Roddy taste delicious, compares them to different ice cream flavors. Wade, c'est homoerotic. Out of all 8 guys in this match, Julius Creed stood out the most. He is a fucking star. Cesar 316, I'm suggesting everyone got their shit in. Tony D gets the pin and win over Julius. Then we get some, like we didn't see her enough already. Alundra Blaze has an encounter with Gigi and JC to close out the show. Sticks, your thoughts on the main event?
Yeah, we had Wade going full broke back on us on commentary. Like you said, we got Cesar 316. Everybody got their stuff in. Roddy hitting an inadvertent knee on one of the Creed brothers that allows the family to pick up the win. And I remember watching that. Roddy didn't look like he didn't have the, oh, what did I do? He kept it moving. So it kind of made me like, he must not have cared very much if they won or lost. Like, more normally you get someone they stand there like, oh my God, he didn't even do that. He kept it going. So maybe the cracks in the Diamond Mine are still showing, but good win for Tony D and the family. And yeah, we got Toxic Ace, 2-time tag team champions, saying, give us the titles. We deserve it. I'd like to see Caden and Chance win it. I think that'd be a big surprise coming out of that fatal 4-way. But knowing our luck, we're going to get 3-time tag team champions with Toxic Ace. So.
Yeah, Caden and Katana, they deserve this shit. I want to see them win. They were pissed off earlier in the show because they said it too. They deserve it. They've put the work in. They are a legit women's tag team in NXT. I hope that, I don't even care if it's fuck shit. I want them to win. I want them to win those fucking tag titles and then possibly feud with whatever new Ivy and Pax. Possibly. I don't know, because Cora and Catcher's Mitt Face are gonna feud with fucking Toxic A. But I digress. Well, folks, we made it through another tripod episode. Thank you to Andi with an I for the little hot tag in, for a little commentary on SummerSlam. If you want to follow him, like I said, go over to Instagram. It's Still Real Pregame, as well as the Still Real After Party podcast will return not this next week, but the following week. You can watch the me and Cesar talking about that on the latest Hangover, APPW. It's going to be dropping. We got a new special event happening this next weekend. In your mouth, once you go black, which our boy here, Stixy Drifter, will be facing CBG and a last man standing match. But Stix, any closing thoughts, remarks, or shout outs before we call it a night?
Yes. Shout out Andi, Still Real pregame. That's my guy. Me and him, we did a podcast ages ago talking about Impact and Ring of Honor. The man, that's the guy who I go to if I have any questions on Impact or Ring of Honor. That guy is in my opinion, the walking encyclopedia of knowledge for them. Obviously, like you said, Still Real After Party. Go check out Zanka, I guess Jake. Go check them out. If you're watching this, for the love of God, check out Mangria's content. He just did the After Party Hangover with the third leg of this fine podcast show, Caesar. I listened to it. I get a chance to watch it. I listened to it. Go watch it. Go listen to it. Fine entertainment. There was an awesome amount of content that came out of that. And this man himself, Mangria Fueled, if you're watching this, dear God, hit that subscribe button. This man, he pours every waking hour of his life that he has into all this content. So do the man a favor. Watch it, get them views up. Hell, even comment on some of this stuff. Show the man the appreciation. This man puts out content that is spectacular and is rivaled by none. So go do that. And thank you everybody for watching. Oh, and shout out Big Vito. Shout out Big Vito, my man.
Big Vito, the Big Vito brand. Come on, folks, let's get those views past 10. That being said, thank you, Stix, for that. I appreciate the kind words. And until next time, shout out to Julius Caesar. He'll be back next week. Bretsky will too, I believe. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, big ups to Stallion Pete.